Oh, so let me start all over again. This is the 4th of August, 2024. Last week, we analyzed that gold was going to retrace to a level and buy back. So which we did, and everybody in the team made significant amount of money. So now we're going to do a recap of what we did last week, and we're going to see what is going to happen this week. And now last week, we drew a trend line from here to this place. This is a measured move because we assumed that price was going to come back down. And you know, this strategy means you need to see, sorry, let me delete this so I can explain. Before you can take this strategy or before you can apply this strategy on any pair, one thing you should expect to see first is an impulse move and a correction move. This is what you're going to use to do what? Predict what's going to happen in the future. This move is what you're going to use to predict what's going to happen in the future. So now let me use this one now this is one we use. So, but I'm going to show you here, and I'm also going to show you the one that we used last week, which was this one, this measured move, this correction, and we predict that price is going to do what? Keep going up, okay? So let me show you why I called the trade I called the other time at 2355, and I called for a buy because every of my what's it called requirement was met, and I decided to call the buy. So now this is the move. I used my trend line to measure the impulse move, and also I did a correction. So what I'm going to do is duplicate this impulse move like this. So what am I doing? I'm expecting price to come back to this level up here. I just measured it. That's why I call it measured move, okay? I'm expecting price to come back to that level. If anyone is waiting in the waiting room, just let me know. So how do I know that? What should I do after I've drawn my measurement? I'll still take my trend line and draw along to get this point from my low to my high, okay? What am I doing this? I want to get the pivot level. That is the level of my entry because I expect price to break above my pivot level. Then I know that, yes, the strategy has activated. So if I take my horizontal line and put in between, this is the intersection between this and this. That's what I call the pivot level. So if I put my trend line here, all what I'm going to do, I'll wait for price to break and close above this level. So if you can see what happened here. So this is what I saw. I've not seen, all this has not happened. So I'm waiting for price to do what? Keep moving until it breaks and close above this. So where is going to be my first TP? My first TP is going to be this high here, this peak here. And my second TP is going to be here. So price, gold has not gotten to my second TP for that measured move. That's why I'm so certain that price is getting up, going up about 2,500. So because when I tell people about that, they're like, oh, how do you know? I said that's my own. Right, gold is going there. Okay, now let's say, let me do a replay and cut this thing from here. From here. All right, so let's say that this is what has happened. We've not seen the other part of it, like I said, and I click on play. So you will wait day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. It was at day, sorry, you can see this candle, it closed above this. This one closed above it, but it did a rejection. So let's say we can't use that one. Or let's say we even use that one. Let's say we used it. So let's keep playing, and you enter the buy, you went on a drawdown. But I will not use this because it's in between that. But let's say you even used it closed, and you enter the buy, you'll be on a drawdown. So let's say you did 100 pips, 100 pips, it hits your stop loss. And you waited again because this is invalid if price closes below this. As soon as any price closed below 2277, this whole measured move is invalid. But for the fact that price is still above this and above this, what we're going to be doing is keep buying until it gets to the next level. So let me continue playing. I played it, and boom, that one did what? Closed above it. So what I normally do, I will wait for a retest. Sometimes you don't even do a retest. It doesn't come down to retest, but I prefer a retest so I can get a better price. Then I wait for a retest, and this red candle gives me a small retest like I did, and I enter what? A buy, and it hits my first TP. Let me pause it. You see, this was the candle, this candle here. I'm sure if you can see me and you're following me, can you type 222 on the chat box, please? If you can see what I'm doing and you're following, can you type 22 on the chat box? All right, beautiful, thank you. So this candle broke. I waited for a retest, which it came half of the candle, and I took a buy, and boom, it went straight to my TP1, which is this. TP1 is 2432. If you remember last 2 weeks, I called a buy at 2355, and our last entry was 2432, but price got to 2431. So we had TP1, TP2, TP3. It hit our TP1, 2, 3, but it didn't get to TP3 because it missed it by 10 pips. So sometimes it's not accurate that it has to be at the tip. You can move 10 pips away and all that. But this one hit it, even created a wick. So what you should do when it has gotten to your first TP, you don't continue buying. Because if the price closed like this, it indicates that price is coming back down again to retest on your pivot level. So let's keep playing. So I don't know, there was a time I called the sell during this area as well. We sold it. We didn't stay long in the sell because I don't like trading against, if I'm trading against the trend, I don't like staying long in the market. So, but we called the sell and we made money that period. So let's keep doing that. Now imagine that this price closed above it and you think that, oh, maybe it's coming back to this zone, but see what price did. It came here and reversed back up. So let me play it again and you see what happened. Price came down again, came down, went up. Another entry for you. Let me pause it. You see this one is going to hit your stop loss. You see what happened? When it came here and you decided for, okay, if you don't wait for a retest, you might decide to do what? Go in for a buy and it will hit your stop loss. Like I said, it's not 100% accurate, but most times it gives you what you want to get. So this one came down. Let's say you didn't wait for a retest. You entered a buy here. Price came up. Remember, this is daily, and we do 100 pips. So there's no way you're not going to make 100 pips. Remember, this daily. So let's say you closed here, 2377, and it went up all the way to 2385. Or sorry, 2388. So if you are doing the 100 pips that I taught you, it will hit your TP1, but it will not hit your TP2. By the time it hits your TP1, you move your stop loss to entry. So you're not even losing anything at all, except you're not paying attention to your trade. Like I always say, when you hit your TP1, you move your stop loss to your break even. Or as soon as you've done 30 pips in profits, you move your stop loss to break even. So let's say here, you moved your stop loss to break even, and this big candle came down and did what? Boom, hits you there. For those who are professional traders, like I told you, except price closes below this low, I am not selling for long term. Price is not going to come down to this area. If price is still above here, except it closes below this low, then I can see that price is coming down somewhere here around this area. If it breaks there, it's going below that, coming back down. But price is still playing here, so I'm still bullish for my gold. So let's say it closed above it, and you did what? You entered a buy because you cannot wait for a retest here because it did not break it. So as soon as the market closed, all you should need to do is instant execution buy because it's still above this level. Okay, that is if you want to do. If for me, that's what I would take. But because the strategy says wait for price to come and close back above this pivot level. But for me, because I understand that it hasn't broken down this low, so I still feel that gold is going to buy because this is my last target, 2560. around this area. That is the last target for this room, for this measured move. So let me keep playing it. And you see how price went up, came down, up. It just keep playing. This is, this daily candle. You see, it will get to this place, come down, retest. It hasn't broken this low. What is that indicating? It's telling you that price is what? Bullish. Now let me pause here. So let's say you got in here and you went out at this level. Market closed at the pivot level. To you, you're like, oh my God, what should I do? Should I buy or should I sell? Because it closed below my pivot level. I will do what? I might decide to sit on my hand or sell. But for me, I know that, okay, this closed below it. There's a significant thing about here. I'm going to sell it back. But even not there, I will sell it back, do my normal 100 pips, and move my stop loss to entry. Because you're not going to be losing money if you keep doing that. But except you just place it and leave it without your stop loss, that's when you can get your account bumped. So now this happened, you made your 100 cuts. Let's say you entered at the same pivot level, 23557, and you sold 2347 TP1, 2337 TP2, 2327 TP3. It must have gotten to your TP3 before it even go back up. So this one here sold has gotten to our TP3. Now, because the price did not even, let me say here, I might decide to psychologically tell me, oh, price did not get to this level. Should I wait? Is it going to sell? Because here is the daily candle. This is 2296. 2296 to 2277. That's about 200 and something pips. So naturally, your instinct will tell you maybe this price is going to do what? Come down. So if you don't buy it as soon as the market closes, you wait to see what happened. But what happened? The market went up, and you'll be afraid to, okay, maybe I'm in a bad entry. Let me don't enter. You wait for the normal strategy to happen. Then boom, this candle happened. This one happened, price broke, you wait for a retest, and you buy comfortably to the next place. So let's play it and see what happened. And what happened? Price got to the place, broke it up, came back. Let me pause it. Remember the time I called it sell, that I made a mistake. I called it buy because my mentor, someone I respect very well, called a buy. My strategy told me that I should see this price did not break above this. The next place is going to come back to 2355. But I called the buy at 2445, if I'm not mistaken. And we made a loss that day. I was really pissed off myself because I should have followed my own stuff. That's why I tell, even if I call a trade and it doesn't sit well with you, don't take it. Okay. So this went down and got to this place. We took a buy somewhere around here and we made about 300 pips that time. So let me just keep playing and see what happened. So price came back, retest, broke, came back, broke this other level. And this is where we are today. Okay. So now, last week, we did not use this one. Rather, we used a fresh one, this one and this. Now I'm going to delete all this. And I'm sure everyone is following. Let me see, my chat is blinking. Let me see. Okay, all right. Thank you. If you are following, just type yes. Let me know that I'm not the only one. I'm not talking to myself. Just type yes. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jagon. So last week we did this. We used this impulse move. Thank you, Guzman. This correction. We're still going to replay this stuff to show you how price meant. And what are you going to do? You measure, just clone this, take it and put it here. Okay. Not everybody, like I said, brokers vary. Some broker, the price might be 1 pip away or 2 pip away. It doesn't matter. Just do it. Price is still going to come to where you are. Now, this is my pivot level. When I drew it initially, it was at 219. So let me expand this. Okay, let me put it down here. Oh, now it's 217. But initially, when I did it before, it was 219 or so. So let's say this is what happened. Our first, this base is when price gets to this level. If it breaks it, then I know it's going down to this level. Okay. So this is our base and our pivot level or pivot level, whatever it's called. And this is our TP1 here, TP1 here, 2483, even though price did not get there, but it's all right. It is still gonna get there. And this is our TP2 up here, which is 2547. So now, when we drew this, this has not happened, okay? Let me now replay this. When we drew this thing, all this has not happened. I think it's from here. Sorry. Yes. When we drew this was it last week, Monday? Hold on. Let me play it till we get there. We drew this on Sunday. So if you do it on Sunday, this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Sunday. Beautiful. So this hasn't happened. So all this is what informed our decision. What has happened? The other part hasn't happened. Okay. So what was our stuff? We said price was going to go up and close above this, then we wait for what? A retest before we buy. Okay. So let me play it. And this is what price did. And boom, price what? This candle broke. Like for me, I bought from here. As soon as this closed above, I took a buy from here. My TP was at 2417, which my first TP, and it got there. That trade closed. I waited for another entry for this. And when this broke, I was like, okay, price is going to do what? Continue going up. So this happened and we waited for a retest. Let me close it. You remember I said, let's wait for a retest. So this was on Thursday. Thursday did not come down to our pivot level, but me, I bought. I'm not gonna lie, I took a buy. After this happened, I took a buy and I went out at 2457. 2457, about 2457, 2457 and 2475. Because that's another resistance level. So, and I set my buy limit. You know, I told everybody to measure your own and set my buy limit. My buy limit was at 2419. Somebody's own, I think it was John Kennedy. He said his was at 2418. So I don't know any other person's TP. Sorry, pivot level, what price it was. And this NFP happened. Price came down, activated us, and went straight up to TP1 because we do 100 pips like as usual. So if you got in at 2419, your first TP is 2429, your second TP is 2439. It didn't get to 2441 because price closed at what? 2441. So now for next week, I'm not looking at buying immediately. Why? Ask me why. Why I'm not going to buy immediately? Because since price did not close above, above this level, which is where if price had closed above this, I would expect this to happen and go up, okay? But price closed below this. So what I'm expecting to happen is either there's going to be a pullback, a bit down, really down to about this trend line. You know, I reminded you guys that I'm going to teach you about the trend line, how the trend line works, right? So now I'm going to tell you, as I said that and I remembered. So it's going to come back to the trend line about here, maybe do a week to week people out, then continue what? Up. So let me delete. Let me delete those things and show you what I mean by using the trend line to also go in and out of the market. Now, remember I told you guys that even the trend line on this, your measured move, work as a support and resistance zone. So see what price did. This candle, this was Wednesday candle. Wednesday candle closed exactly on the trend line. So this tells you that price is not going up to this level immediately. It will do a pullback, which it did on Thursday. Price came down to this level before it went up. Even as it went up, it closed below the trend line. Are you on this? Please, if you understand what I just explained here, can you type 111 on the chat box? If you understand what I explained here, can you type 111? Look at my trend line, this trend line. All right, beautiful. So you can see that price closed, even Thursday candle closed this. So this was a week out to take away sell liquidity. People that are selling or people that are buying, it will just take it out, or people that are selling, sorry, take out their stop loss. Sorry, people that are selling, take out their stop loss or come down, take out their stop loss here and decided to just go back, just to play with people's emotion. But when I knew that price did this, I knew that I was going to come down, because when price closed this, price came down for buyers. You know, people must have bought from here. When people buy here, price went up first to do as if it's going to give them some money and they'll still be in the market. It wicked out, took them out and decided to do what? Continue going up. So it's just the same thing. Like now that price closed within this place, underneath my trend line, I'm expecting it to do what? Come back down to about 2.4, between 2.4, back to the pivot level, or even below that, just to take out people that are buying. It might take out their stop loss. Because now anybody buying here, their stop loss will be between this low, right? Let's say you entered at 247. This is where your stop loss is going to be. Here. Your stop loss will be here. So what price we do is to come down. To you might think, okay, it's going to come back down here before it goes up. But there's a tendency that it might come back here, take out this low, and do what? Go back up. But the fact that this price did not close above my trend line, I can't buy immediately. I have to wait for a pullback, because I know that it's definitely going to be a pullback. This is what the market does all the time, to take out people's money from the market. Because naturally, when you go into the market, what you're expected to do is I need to close this up. What you're expected to do is to put your stop loss, because that's what we've been taught. If you started Forex 101 and all that, you were taught that, put your stop loss at the last low. Oh, what am I doing? Put your stop loss at the last low. So everyone that took a buy now, let's say you left your trade all through last week. Maybe you have a pending order. Like I have a trade, I still have a trade running from 2404. And I feel that price is going to get back there. So as soon as market opens now, I will just close that order, because this closed below my trend line. So what I'm expecting to happen is, let me put this here. This is 24112. So I'm expecting price to come maybe lower to this candle. This one. Price will break this last low. It might come down to this low, this one here, before it goes up. So two scenarios for me to comfortably take a buy on gold. I'm going to wait for this to happen, a retest from here. So I might take a small sell if I want to, because this is telling me a sell. I don't like taking against the trend, but if you want to do just 100 pips, so you have to spend 2% of it per trade. So you might decide to enter a sell and do your 100 pips. So for me to buy this trade, I expect price to come down this way, stay above my trend line, then I take a buy up here. If this doesn't happen, let's say market open and price decides to go up, I will wait for a close day, and this is a daily candle. I'm not talking about 4 hours of stuff. Wait for a daily candle to close above this trend line. That will tell me that yes, market wants to do what? Go up. For a better and more confident entry, price should close above here, which is this high daily candle, then I can buy to the next place. But what I would prefer to do is to buy lower. So if market open and there's a drop, my entry will be between 2406 to 2403. This is my buy limit entry for gold. That is if market keeps coming down, okay? And it closes above, above this, my trend line, this one here, this trend line here. If this price begins to come down and close here, then, but let's say this Monday, price decided to close here. As soon as the market opened on Tuesday, I will take a buy, instant execution up. TP1 will be, TP1 might be this pivot level. TP2 will be here, TP3 here. Do you understand? If you understand what I mean, can you say communicate on the chat box so I can tell you? So I have two scenarios here. Price coming back down to 2406, 2403 for my buy, or price continue going up, closes above my trend line, and I take a buy, or better still, close above this 2483, then I take a buy to 2500. Good, beautiful. So you guys are following. I really appreciate that. So that is what I see on gold. My first entry will be at 2406, 2403. That is be a beautiful place for me to buy. If price comes down, which I believe price is going to come down because it closed below my trend line. So I'm not buying as soon as market opened. Even if it goes up to temps, I'm not going to buy. This is a bad price to buy because this is a resistance zone. And remember, you buy at a demand zone and you sell at a resistance zone. So if you are buying at a resistance zone, you are making a mistake because price needs to break a resistance zone, retest the resistance zone before you do what? Buy it. That's how it works. So let's say we're using the other one, which is this trend line, to see, oh, what if there's a possibility that price is testing the first pivot level. Let's draw that one and see. This class is not going to be much. I can give room for questions and all that. This is very simple to draw. It's a very simple stuff to draw. So it's just, it won't take you like how many minutes to draw this? I'm going to use a different color. Even this level, and you can, if you look closely, you see the drop here is the same pivot zone for this one that we drew here. So it works hand in hand. You can see that. And now this price, let me change the color. Let me change it to white. So you can see that price came back here and closed what? Let me open it. You can see it clearly. This is the zone here. It closed above it. Closed above it. So, but to you, this is a retest. Yes, it could be a retest for me to enter this trade for a buy. But I would prefer for me to see another retest down, because market gives you other opportunities for you to do what? Enter the market. Because now you can okay, let's say this, I'm not using this this measured move. I'm using this old one. Normally, oh, it has broken it has come down to retest it, and let me buy. You can as well buy, but I will not buy. I will prefer price to do what? Give me another opportunity to go lower. Because market will always retest where it has broken out. It's going to retest it again. When I enter trade, so there's a question. All I know is TP1. Will TP2, 3 fall in one trade? Okay, so can you rephrase that, please? I don't understand. Can you rephrase your question? When you mean TP2, 3, and 4 means you will enter, like now when I call a trade in the group and I say buy limit at 2419, TP1 2429, TP2 2439. You are going to enter the trade 3 times. The first one with the TP1 would be the entry will be the same, the stop loss will be the same, but the TPs are going to be different. The first trade, the TP will be 2429. The second trade, the TP will be 2439. The third trade, the TP will be 2449. So when TP1 hits, you move all the trades, the remaining 2, you move it to break even, which is 2419. If it goes to TP2 and it hits 2439, you move all the stop losses to what? 2429. So you understand what I mean? So you're not just taking one trade. If you want to take the 3 trades, you have to enter the market 3 times. Do you understand what I mean now? Okay, Zia. Are you clear? So I'll wait for his charts. So this is what let me clean all this stuff and redraw. Personally, I have noticed that TP1 is most assured, so I end my journey there always, and I'm contented with that. Beautiful. So TP1 is always, yeah, anytime I call a trade, we always get to TP1 first. Then the other one might just go back and okay, good, you understand. The other one can go back and hit it. So, which is fair. Like I said earlier, meet your target and just leave it. There's no point over trading, so you don't just go back and take everything back. Okay. So I want to use this one now. Let's say we're using this measured move, because this measured move is not completed yet. So you can either stick with this one or still draw that one, but this measured move is not completed. And is it going to be completed? Of course it will. Price, for the fact that price has not broken this low, price is going to 2.5 here. Let me draw it. This measured move is not completed yet because it must surely be complete. Price is going to 255, or let's say 2560. 2560 price is getting there. So this is what we determine if our buy is invalid, is this particular one. Let me change it to red. Let me change it to red. So this zone, if this zone is broken, then every buy is what? Invalid. Now, let me use this measured move. Price did what? Came to the first TP, came back down, did all this thing, came back here, was rejected, back here. Because price, why for me, this is not a good entry for me to buy. Why? Price did not break and close above this. You know, I told you, for you to know that you are trading, you need to know when to buy and when to sell. So now this is not the right time for me to buy because market closed what? It did not, this candle did not close above here. Now this place is now a resistance zone. This is a resistance zone. So this could happen. There's a tendency that price could come here, create a new high, retest it, and do what? Go up. But you can't just keep breaking a resistance zone like that and you feel, okay, let me give you an example. If it was so easy to break a resistance zone, after this one got broken, this was a new high, price came back here. Are you following my cursor? Yeah. This happened. This was a new resistance zone. Here, this was a new demand zone. It came back here. It did what? It respected it. It came back down. Keep playing and all that. Came back there again. Broke it. But what happened? The resistance zone was what? Still strong. This candle broke it, came back here on this place and made here a new demand zone. Now, price has done what? Broken this place, gone back up again. Here is still a resistance zone. So for me, this is a zone that is still for the sellers. I can't just jump in and decide to buy. The only thing that can make me to comfortably buy this is either price come back down somewhere around here, and I know that, yes, it hasn't gone down, then I buy, or it breaks above it and do what? Go up to my next TP, which is here. When this circle is completed, this whole measured move is done. Until price gets to 2558, this measured move is still very valid. Very, very valid. So what we should look out for when market opens today is what? Can you type it on the chat box? If price go down, we expect price to get to what level? If it goes above, we expect price to break above 2 forwards before we can enter a buy. So if you know you're paying attention, can you type on the chat box the zone at which you're going to buy as soon as market open, if there's a retracement? Let me see on the chat box, which zone are you going to buy? I'll prefer to sell this thing when market open down than buying, or I might decide to sit on my hands and wait till it gets there. So my buy limit for next week is 2406 to 2404 zone. Is everyone still paying attention? Are you listening? Type on the chat box the zone at which I said I was going to buy when market opens next week. So thank you. Yeah, after the break, yeah, that is it. You're paying attention. So let me go to the 4 hours time frame and see what's happening there. So read this, okay? Now, let me use our Fibonacci to see what's going to happen, okay? To see if we're actually right. Pick this low up here to this place. What did price do? From this low, price came to the 50% Fibonacci, and it's going back up. But I always know that, especially trading, they give 2 to 3 opportunities. And what did they say? If you joined IML, when we were doing IML, it said that IML, we're taught that if you want to enter a trade, wait for it to do at least 2 to 3 retests. On the 4th one, then you will comfortably enter. So, but these are higher time frame. You might not see it like that. You have to go for 15 minutes. So what I'll wait to happen, because this is a bearish candle, which is actually can take market back down. So you can see this as a retest back to this zone, drop back to give us another opportunity. So what I'm going to do is wait for price to come down. Like I said, give me another opportunity. It can do like this. Give me another opportunity to around 2 for this area, which is exactly at my 61.8, which is perfect entry, and do what? Go back up. Okay. So I'll wait for the price to get to 61.8. Let me show you where so you can see it properly. Fibonacci's retracement. 1.8 Fibonacci retracement, which is between 2406 and 241 around here. Let me put a price there. So this zone, it might just weak out and all that, but I'll prefer 2404. That's my preferred entry, and 400 pips from there, that's my stop loss. Then I'll buy. So I'll wait for price to come back and do this area before I take my buy. So we'll go to 15 minutes and see the noise happening in 15 minutes. Let's see. Sorry, I didn't even know that I was unmuted. So is there any question? Any question for us? So we can wait for price to stop recording. Yeah. Oh, you're muted. Sorry, I just knew I was muted. But anyway, I'm done with the class. So I'm just waiting for questions. Any question? Let me allow participants to unmute themselves. So if there's any question, you can just let me know so we can go on with it. Oh, sorry. Stop recording.